Amazon is mighty proud of its newest purchase with James Bond, but without a lead actor to take Daniel Craig's place, the deal is worth nothing. Hello viewers. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more videos. 2025 holds a great deal of promises and heartbreak with new beginnings and sad endings. Studios like Marvel and DC take monumental steps in racking up their CBM game with films like Fantastic Four and Superman, while Barbara Broccoli sells James Bond for chump change to a capitalistic industry that has no regard for artistic authenticity without seeing some profits first. For 63 years, James Bond has enjoyed the unrattled protection of the Broccoli dynasty. As the IP now finally moves to a new home, there are whispers of a shift within the franchise as Amazon quickly moves to put the next film into production. After all, it wouldn't be a worthy business deal if Bezos didn't start earning his return on investment after buying out Bond for $1 billion. With James Bond finding a new home at Amazon, the studio has taken considerable steps in finding a successor to Daniel Craig after the actor put down the mantle in 2021 with No Time to Die. Craig's exit left the industry in as much clamoring and ruckus as his casting did back in 2005. Fans did not want a blonde-haired, blue-eyed unknown actor to play the iconic spy. After 15 years of donning the tuxedoed identity of James Bond, Craig's bold exit has left the fans shaken. In the 4 years since his last film, it has become undeniably obvious that whoever succeeds in Craig's stead will have a painfully difficult time crawling out of his shadow and living up to his legacy. But one actor holds an exception to the cruel fate of being Daniel Craig's successor, Henry Cavill. First auditioning alongside Craig in 2005, Cavill made it to the final round before being rejected in favor of the Skyfall star. Then 22 years old, he was considered too young, green, and unsophisticated for the role. Now at 45, he was not in Broccoli's books as the ideal successor. However, Amazon might look at things differently by trying to gain some points with the audience with its newest purchase. As fans cry out for Henry Cavill's casting as Bond, his odds have drastically shortened from 3-1 to 2-1, putting him at an impressive 33% chance of being cast as the lead, GB News. Aaron Taylor-Johnson holds the second spot with 4-1 odds, while newcomer Harris Dickinson and James Norton together reserve the third spot, according to the bookies. James Bond has seen better days. In the years since the MI6 super spy swaggered onto the screens, the business of espionage has grown ever more stylish and seductive. The growing number of spy thrillers in Hollywood attests to that fact. However, there is one small problem with the 007 franchise: the sudden and inexplicable change in its ownership. After being helmed by the Broccoli dynasty since its conception in 1962, legendary film producer Albert "Cubby" Broccoli and his children have taken care of the James Bond IP for 63 years. But in a shocking turn of events, Barbara Broccoli, who has been involved with Bond since she was 2 years old, sold the company to the smug and profit-mongering Amazon owner. As insiders and industry veterans each come up with their own theories to rationalize Barbara Broccoli's sudden decision, there is no logical way to explain why she would sell the family heirloom after devoting her entire life to it, and that too, to Amazon execs who she labeled as King idiots in a Wall Street Journal interview. Even more surprising is the fact that Barbara Broccoli sold Bond for a mere $1 billion when she alone is worth half of that, without even accounting for Eon Productions and her half-sibling, Michael G. Wilson's shares and assets. Currently, the streaming giant has reportedly invested $320 million in Bond 26, according to GB News, and is looking to fast-track the film's production. Will Henry Cavill return as Ultraman in James Gunn's Superman? Theories explode, but Gunn denies. Could it be a multiverse twist? James Gunn's Superman is already one of the most anticipated superhero films, and ahead of its release, it's giving rise to multiple rumors and fan theories that simply sound too good to be true, like the possible return of Henry Cavill. The internet has erupted with these storylines after one announcement. People are convinced that Gunn is hiding something big, but he has already denied such claims. Could this be his misdirection, brewing a glorious surprise for us in the DCU? When insider Jeff Snyder revealed that Superman would feature a huge cameo and described it as one of the film, almost immediately, speculations turned to Henry Cavill.
Cavill was born in Jersey, the largest and southernmost of the Channel Islands, which are dependent territories of the British Crown and are located off the coast of Normandy, France. He is the fourth of 5 sons of Marianne Cavill, née Dalgliesh, a secretary, and Colin Cavill, a stockbroker. The family lived in St. Helier, where Henry Cavill grew up playing computer games with his brothers. At age 13, he left Jersey to attend the Stowe School, a boarding school in Buckinghamshire, England. At Stowe, Cavill developed an interest in acting and participated in school productions, including Grease, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Tom Stoppard's Dog's Hamlet. At age 16, he and his classmates had the opportunity to be extras in the movie Proof of Life, 2000, starring Russell Crowe. While on set, Cavill introduced himself to the recent Oscar winner, who encouraged him to pursue acting professionally. Cavill soon landed a role in Vendetta, 2001, followed by another in Kevin Reynolds' big-screen adaptation of The Count of Monte Cristo, 2002. For the part of Albert Mandigo, Cavill, who has said that he was teased for being overweight as a kid, was encouraged to lose several pounds. In addition, Cavill had guest roles in a number of British television shows as well as supporting parts in the coming-of-age film I Capture the Castle, 2003, and an adaptation of the Celtic romance Tristan plus Isolde, 2006. During this period, Cavill auditioned for several iconic roles, including Superman and James Bond, which ultimately went to Brandon Routh in Superman Returns and Daniel Craig in Casino Royale, both 2006, respectively. Those setbacks led him to consider following in the footsteps of two of his elder brothers and joining the armed forces. In 2007, however, Cavill garnered his first leading role in The Tudors, a cable series following the exploits of Henry VIII, played by Irish actor Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. Cavill portrayed Charles Brandon, a loyal courtier to the king. The series helped make Cavill a familiar face, and during its 4 seasons, 2007 to 10, he also appeared in such films as the adventure fantasy Stardust, 2007, and the Woody Allen comedy Whatever Works, 2009. After The Tudors, Cavill proved his skill as an action star, playing Greek hero Theseus in Immortals, 2011, and the son of a CIA agent, played by Bruce Willis, in The Cold Light of Day, 2012. In 2011, Cavill announced that he had been cast as Clark Kent/Superman in Man of Steel, 2013. He later admitted that he had missed the call from director Zack Snyder offering him the job because he had been playing the online game World of Warcraft. To portray the Man of Steel, Cavill transformed his body, adding so much muscle that he sometimes split the seams of his Superman costume. He also had the opportunity to work alongside Crowe, who played Superman's father. Jor-El. Cavill went on to reprise the role in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, 2016, starring opposite Ben Affleck as Batman, and in Justice League, 2017, featuring such DC comic book heroes as Wonder Woman, played by Israeli actress Gal Gadot. In between Superman films, Cavill starred in director Guy Ritchie's big-screen adaptation of The Man from UNCLE, 2015, playing a CIA agent who teams up with a KGB agent, played by Armie Hammer, and in Sandcastle, 2017, portraying a Special Forces captain on a 2003 tour of Iraq. Cavill then played the main antagonist in Mission Impossible Fallout, 2018, the 6th installment of Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible series.